Hi, everybody. Grady Polson. Welcome to the America Agency. We're good? I was like the delayed. Just playing. Hello, everybody. Grady Polson here, the America Agency. So excited to be on here with you today. Grateful to be here with you today, and super excited to feature the guest trainer we have on today, Ms. Heather Robeson. I have known Heather for years, and I apologize. I did not know her swagger. I did not know her style or her skills. Otherwise we would have had her on sooner, but I will fluff and cheer her on here more in a second. But Heather is a multi-year Hall of Fame producer, and I'll say this again later in the call, but the number two person with the highest persistency in the company. All 6, 7, did I just do it accidentally? Oh, my kids are screwing my brain up. All 6,000, 7,000 agents that we have producing on a monthly basis. She's the number 2 highest persistency agent selling, meaning when she makes a sale, it stays on the books, and which means she's keeping all the money she's making, and she's going to break it down for us today on how she does it. So if I was you, I would invite on every agent you know that doesn't have the level of persistency that they want, and to get them a chance to come learn from Heather. I am super excited to learn from Heather. Word tracks, tactics, things she does. But you can share the link, Join America Live. We're also live on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook concurrently, thanks to incredible software and technology and my incredible team, Natasha and Jade. But today's going to be a fantastic call. Why? It's one of those calls when you go, I've never had the chance to even know that it was possible to have persistency of that level, and to be able to walk into this right now. You'd be right here within the next few minutes, you're going to hear from the person who has it. So I'm so excited. Invite your team on group chats, WhatsApps, Telegrams, group me's, Discord, Slacks, all the places that people congregate to talk about this business. Invite them on joinamericalive.com. That simple link will bring them here, and they can say hi. Victoria, I'm excited for this training too. I'm so excited. I mean, Jesse Stam's on here. Jesse Stam is trying to get better. Multi-Hall of Fame producer, all-around great guy, and here's a fantastic dancer. He's on this call trying to get better too. So that's what we're trying to do, guys. So if you're not trying to get better, you're trying to, I can't think you're agreeing to get worse. And that's not a mindset that I subscribe to. So got a couple quick updates, some cool stuff to share with you, but please invite your team on during it. And Heather will be going live here in just a few minutes. So you got a chance, invite your team, Join America Live. Let's run into some cool stuff, and then we'll get on with the call. First thing we're going to do, though, I should intro it, is our parent company, Integrity, has created an incredible software for us, Integrity Connect. I think they're nearing $100 million they've invested in this software to make a tool that can quote, underwrite, and immediately single sign on into all of our different carrier apps. And that's a very cool place to be. It's like your one hub to start with, work from, and work through to make sure that you're efficient, fast, and putting the clients in the absolute best place with the best prices. Well, we have this rapidly exploding Latino market, Champion Digna and all the other incredible Latino leaders. The Integrity has invested in translating and supporting that market. Now we've got a quick short video, and that we'll play right now for you.
Presentamos Integrity Connect, ahora en español. Integrity Connect es tu motor de crecimiento integral diseñado para ayudarte a alcanzar el éxito. Es todo lo que necesitas para atender a tus clientes y crear más aplicaciones. Los agentes que usan Integrity Connect crean hasta un 79% más de aplicaciones. Es hora de llevar tu negocio al siguiente nivel con Integrity Connect. Ahorra tiempo y vende más con Integrity Connect.
Yes, there we go. So I sent a picture to the president of Life and Integrity, told her thank you for doing that. Also the head of Marketing Integrity and Widow, sharing this with them as well. But very cool that they did that. I don't know exactly what they said on that video, but I'm sure it was something positive about Integrity Connect, which is super cool. They translated. On top of that, Integrity has come out with or negotiated or did all they could to get us the absolute best price on E&O. And so when I'm recruiting agents, I talk about the things that they need, right? You got to get a license. You've got to get E&O. You got to buy leads. And we used to say gas, but now it's, you just got to get Wi-Fi, right? So the cost to this business, right? We don't charge agents to sign up. We don't charge people to join. We don't charge a monthly ongoing fees. There's no cost to be here. The cost is the mental commitment that you give to yourself on how you want to keep striving forward and getting better. That's the cost, right? So if it's get your license, oh, and we pay for the licensing coursework because we're just those kind of people. All you gotta do is actually pay for the actual taking the test at the state. Then on top of that, right after you get your license, you've got to get E&O. Well, there's a bunch of different companies that we've gone through for years and recommended. Well, Integrity has 260,000 agents that are contracted through them that work within an Integrity company. So they said, are we able to, increase economies of scale, get costs down for this agent base so they can invest more in their business, more in leads, and put themselves in a place where they can cut costs, right? That's the thing about business is you want to make money, right? Top line's important, but if the bottom line gets too close to the top line, you don't make any money, right? So how do we keep this line low? Thank you, Integrity. They came out with their own E&O insurance, and you can access it right now through Integrity Connect. And under, is it benefits, Jade? Is that where it is? Under the benefits, I think it says My Benefits. It's a button, click My Benefits, and boom, you can go in there. And so all of our new agents are going through and getting it. It's cheaper than all the other opportunities, all the other companies that we've referred before. So it's just a great additional tool for all of you that have upcoming and renewing, whether you're paying monthly or you're paying annually. I would encourage you to change, right? It's going to be the best coverage that you could possibly get, the same level, what you're going to need. I don't personally know anyone that's ever used their E&O, but it's like, homeowners insurance and car insurance and all the insurances we've got that we pay for that we hope we don't use, right? Bob, I hope you don't have to use this life insurance anytime soon. But guess what, Bob? I Googled it. We're all going to die. So knowing that if God forbid something happened yesterday, Mary would be taken care of today. That's why we sell life insurance. But in the same vein, we've got our E&O insurance that protects us as business people. So thank you, Integrity. Very exciting. Another carrier update we've got right now from Transamerica. They just came out with, I got this text from Steve B., our Transamerica rep, and he said, let me read the text for you. Grady, the juvenile IUL went live for us this morning. We will be the only instant mid-app decision IUL that you can max fund for kids. Please let your team know. And I said, Steve, I need a graphic to share. And Steve produced. So here we go. Transamerica Financial Foundation IUL 2 Express. Basically, it's an IUL that you can start on kids and put them up for creating tax-free retirement income, or creating cash value for them for long down the road. You pay, if you were to get your child a $250,000 policy, $86 a month, death benefit at 31, 301 at 30 is 300,000. Cash value that's accrued is 51,000. Keep paying till they're 65. Now they have over $500,000 of cash value that's accrued in the policy, with a total death benefit at 65 of $788,000, with a simple $86 a month. I can't predict the future, but $250,000 of life insurance at $86 a month, or a 65-year-old getting a $788,000 life insurance policy for $86 a month is something that will not be financially possible, right? Actuarial science will go. Kelly G, I just got it. We'll drop it in Slack after the call. The PDF just went live. Steve sent it to me, so I'll get it to you. We'll drop it in our Slack after the call. But it just went live, guys. So if you're working with families, right? LIMRA says the more apps you have, more policies sold per home. drastically. I think it's 54 or 68 or 96 or 67% of numbers are made up, but it's a significant percentage. You'll be on the Limerick website of how much your business and persistency goes up. And maybe that's not that. Maybe that's gonna be one of Heather's tips. She goes, you know what? I always sell a minimum of X number of policies. I don't know. Heather's gonna have the tips. She's the persistency queen. I'm just a guy up here trying to get to the persistency queen. But more apps per home per LIMRA, Life Insurance Marketing Research Association, says the higher your policies are going to stay on the books. So thank you to Trends for creating a great product for us. A lot of great things are happening with them. Every time I talk to Steve Weber or Steve Buslug, the Steves over at Trends, they say we are all in at FFL. We are all in at FFL. So whether or not you're taking about their incredible final expense product, their new IUL that's coming, or their juvenile IUL they just launched, on top of the other great products that Trends has, it's great to have them as a partner. So with that, couple corporate numbers, and we will get Heather on. Month by month, October, $72 million we issued as a company, up from $60 million in September. Unbelievable growth as a company. $556 million year-to-date life premium issued with 15,972 total unique writers over that period of time. Guys, these numbers are incredible. It is a testament to you, your commitment, your hard work, your belief in yourself, your belief in what we do here and taking care of clients, your belief in getting better each and every day. And when you get knocked down, you figure out a way to get back up and keep pushing, right? How mental tough are you throughout this business? That's the difference in this business that everything else. This is not something where you can just show up and it all just goes easy. This is something where you each and every day, you will have adversity, and the determining factor between you and getting to where you want to be is how fast you get through the adversity. So an incredible, incredible month, guys. To see we were at 52,000 in June, and we've jumped 52,000. That's how incredible these numbers are. My brain can't even compute 52 million. We were at 52 million at June and jumped to $20 million issue paid into October. Unbelievable, unbelievable. So 72 million issue paid. And so 15,972 total agents throughout the whole year. But just in October, 6,870 unique writers just in October. Incredible numbers. That issued 72 million. So an unbelievable, if we divide that out, guys, that means over the average, right? Some are more, some are less, but average issue paid number per agent at Family First Life is $10,000 a month. $10,000 a month is the average. Divide 72 million by 6,800. You will get over $10,000 a month average issue paid. Some much more, some much less, but the average, that's an incredible number to hack. And that's a place that we can be very proud each and every day to be here. So great job to FFL. Great job, everybody. Final announcement, and we're bringing Heather on. Convention coming up in, I got how many, who knows how many days? Does anyone, FFL convention? It's like 60 something, less than 60 something. I apologize. Annual convention coming up. My standard line that I love to say, because I believe it to be true, is that there is no guarantee. Thank you, Marisa. 53 days left. There is no guarantee that attending convention will make you successful. There's no guarantee. I can't make any promises. No guarantees but death and taxes, right? But I guarantee you this, that every successful person in Family First Life will be at our annual convention. If that's someone that you aspire to be, then you gotta be there. It's Dallas. Get in on Wednesday. You can leave Saturday night, and throughout that period of time, your mind is going to expand. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for mind expansion. We're looking for growth. We're looking for personal change, because who we are is wonderful, right? We're fine. Good parents, good stewards of our church, all are fine, right? But to become an elite business person, which is why you're on this call and why you would even consider flying to Dallas, spending your money, getting a hotel, all the hoopla you got to get through, it's because you want massive change and massive results from the effort that you're putting in each and every day. So get to Dallas. It's at $99. I'd say, do we have one more slide, Natasha, or is that it? That's fine. With $99, there's a VIP that you can get for $1,000 where you go sit right up front, which is great. Sean's throwing out lead credits. I think he's throwing out $1 million worth of lead credits to the front section. So it's, it's a good return. But on top of that, you get a meet and greet with all of our different speakers, from Robert Herjavec to Bethany Frankel to Layla Ali to Barbara Corcoran to, I don't remember them all, but they're incredible keynotes. But on top of that, just going there, there's going to be 200 plus of our top producers, our top agency managers, and the best of the best in this business, giving their best to you so you can get better and do your best going into 2026. So get to convention, fflconvention.com, and let's roll. So there we go. No, there we go. Perfect. So, okay, as I bring her on, I do my final commercial. And this isn't a plea, but it's a recommendation. You're about to hear from someone who has issued millions of dollars of life insurance, who in her first year struggled to issue 70,000, and this year will easily eclipse 500,000. And on top of that, she has the highest persistency, meaning when she sells a policy, it stays on the books past 13 months. Clients don't cancel. They appreciate what she puts them in, and they don't talk to anybody else because they trust her. She's going to teach you what she does to accomplish that today. If you are here, I applaud you. I applaud you, right? But how many people did you bring with you to this call? That is the determining factor of, you can be great at many things, but we don't determine our greatness by what we accomplish. We determine our greatness on how we influence others to be great as well. I might be okay at business, but if my 4 kids become degenerates and end up in jail and have problems for the rest of their life, then I failed as what my ultimate goal is which to be a great father, right? So I assure you, this isn't that heavy. But can you invite a few more people? Can you introduce this to a few prospects? Can you drop the simple link, Join America Live, into a few of your team group chats and say that one of the top producers in my company is about to train on how she does what she does. The production she gets is incredible, and she keeps all the policies that she sells. This would be worth jumping on if you have a few minutes. So last commercial, I encourage you, but if you haven't dropped this in all the group chats that you're in, I don't know what you're doing, because I did it in all of mine. Any group chat that I'm a part of, from Andrews to Zach's to Sean's to all my leaders, to all my up and coming leaders, to all my new agents, have gotten this text multiple times. Have you done the same thing? Because I want everyone to learn from Heather. So without further ado, let's bring her on. Heather.
Brady, that was scary.
That was scary?
Yeah, that was a lot. You made me sound so great. I'm going to do my very best, and I am so thankful for you.
I am so thankful for you too. Now, let me give you another proper intro for the YouTube video. So, hello everybody, Grady Paulson, welcome to the America Agency. Let me try that again, Caitlin. Hello everybody, Grady Paulson, welcome to the America Agency call. It is my incredible pleasure to bring on our trainer for the day, Miss Heather Robeson, who's in Texas for now, who's going to tell us her incredible story about how she travels around and sells insurance at an elite level. And I don't want to take all of Heather's thunder, but a quick commercial is when she struggled in the beginning, and she'll talk about that. But this year, she should pay over $500,000 of life insurance on her own personal pen. And on top of that, the key to all of this is not how much, it's a good line in accounting and business and life. It's not how much you make that counts, it's how much you keep, right? And what Heather has done at our company of 6,980 agents that sold a policy last month, Heather is the number 2 agent amongst all of them for persistency, meaning when she sells a policy, protects a family and puts a client in a better position, that policy stays on the books more than the other 6,978. And that is a trophy in itself. So I'm so honored to have you on here, Heather. I'm so proud of the journey you've been on, and we'll talk throughout this call, but we're lucky to have you on today. So without further ado, everyone, please drop a HR in the chat, light that thing up, show her some love. And without further ado, how are you doing today, Heather?
I'm doing so amazing. It's ridiculous. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored to be on this call, as well as blessed, and that's what God does for us. So thank you for, being you, and it's all God that brought us here. So thank you.
Amen. Amen. I love that. It is a journey we've all been on. And I remember hugging you and taking pictures at different events years ago. And then Trey comes along, starts singing your praises about Heather is killing it. And I'm like, Heather? I mean, she was sweet and all, you know, she was super nice and always like wonderful, bubbly personality. But as I said at the top of the call, I was not familiar with your game. I did not know how much swagger you had, Heather. And it is a testament to opportunity, but very few capitalize at the level at which you are. And I couldn't be happier that you've done it. And I know you're happy for you doing it, but I would love if you'd kind of back us up and tell us your story about how you found insurance and what you're doing, and kind of walk us through how we got to today.
Of course. So I've always done my own thing. I've always been the independent person. Ask my family members, they'll tell you I'm always doing my own thing. I've owned home daycares before. I did for 15 years. I got divorced. I got widowed in my final semester of school. I actually went to the same school Sean did. He didn't know me. I didn't know him. But I went for teaching. I basically got Mercy hired as an old lady. I was like in my 40s. I worked there at the school. I hated having a boss. That was my first like job in a long time that I became non-independent. So then I kind of quit that and started homeschooling my kids, and I needed to do something from home so I could do that. So I taught online to students in China. Um, but then that didn't, because of COVID, that didn't pan out. They stopped that program. So I started door dashing, and Grady, I was door dashing at the age of 46, and it was not something that appealed to me. I was like, and I was also moving across the country from Connecticut to El Paso, Texas, where I am right now. And funny story, you just played that integrity thing, and live in El Paso, which is the border to Mexico, and I knew like 2 words. So I couldn't teach here because the majority of people speak Spanish. I didn't want to DoorDash. It's a big city, so I had to find something. And I was babysitting a friend of mine's kids. She actually worked with Family First Life, and I said, "What are you even doing?" And what I didn't know then, but that one question absolutely changed our lives forever. She gave me the study material. I studied for 5 days. I couldn't even study very well because I was widowed. My mind wasn't there. I couldn't read very well at that point. Like I couldn't focus, but I did it in 5 days. So if it's taking you more than 5 days and you're still studying right now, stop doing what you're doing and actually just take the practice test. That's all you have to do. It's really simple. And at that point, I then was halfway into the year. And you're right, the first year I only produced about $70,000, but that to me was a huge number. 70,000 was more than I'd ever made in a year. But then I went to convention that next year, and that's where I met you. And that's where I met everyone, or they don't remember me, or they don't maybe remember, but I remember hugging everyone. I remember taking selfies with everyone. I remember asking you guys questions. I even know some of the questions. Steve Giordano, I remember the day that it changed my business that I asked him a question. And that's what it does. Getting to these conventions is huge. It completely, that year I wrote 360,000. I missed Hall of Fame. I'm not going to attribute to the sickness I got after. I'm going to attribute to my work ethic wasn't strong enough. But I missed Hall of Fame by $40,000 that year. And that just compelled me and pushed me to go to convention the next year and then do what I needed to do. Now I had my skill level. Now I knew what I was doing. Now I had to perfect it and listen to the experts and figure out what I was missing in my business. And that was last year, 2024, where I did go, I think it was 515,000, and this year will be that as well, if not more.
So, one, I'm so happy for you. I hate saying like I'm proud of you because it makes me feel like I'm like my pride for you shouldn't equate anything other than joy. I'm happy for you because you found something within yourself that the previous 40 years of your life you hadn't found. And to be at a position where you're door dashing, you're trying different businesses, you're trying to figure out, you're trying to go your own way, and someone reaches out and says, and I want to dig into that. How did that go?
It was literally, she was, I was babysitting her kids, and I'm too old to be babysitting. And she was always in nice cars. She was always busy. I didn't know what she did. I really didn't. But she was raising 6 kids on her own under the age of 10. And I was like, well, shoot, if she can do that, why can't I? And I asked her, what are you doing? And that's what she said, take this test. And I was like, okay. That it was that simple. And then it was me working, right?
Yeah.
That was it.
That's a good litmus test, guys. Like, I mean, everybody deserves a chance to success. Everybody deserves a chance at success. And you saw something, you saw someone who's successful, you saw someone who's juggling life, but making it happen. You want something done, give it to a busy person. Successful people are always looking for more ways to become more successful. And she goes, here, take this test, right? You want a good litmus test for people. Are they worth your time to recruit? Tell them to go get their license as fast as possible. 5 days, you took the test and went after it. And here we are. So you were just open to opportunities. That's essentially where you're like, what I'm doing isn't working.
I didn't have a choice, really. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I came from a background where I already knew how to work hard. I'd been doing it my whole life. I've had to do it for my whole life. I had 3 jobs in college. But what I didn't know how was to build a successful business. I didn't know how, I never even thought about being a business owner aside from the home daycare. But that daycare had limits. You can only have a certain amount of kids. You can only work the hours that the parents are working, right? So there was a limited ceiling on that business. Here we have no unlimited earning potential. You guys have every opportunity to earn as much as you want. If you want to be like Grady, which I do, you're going to be working your rear end off harder to get the agency size that he has. You want to be like Sean, which I do, you're going to work harder to get to where you are, and you're also going to learn along the way from those people. And that's the beauty of this of Family First Life, right? Is we have everybody's willing to share it. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's a true testament to this opportunity, right? And I, I've got stories for days, but to see this, and I don't even want to use the word antiquated now, because it's life insurance is cool. Like, it is the coolest, funnest, hippest. And granted, again, we talk about death, and we're talking about one of the saddest, most worst things that could ever happen in a family's life. But we do bring the only positive thing in death, which is a check and some financial relief at the absolute worst day of that family's life. That's not like, let's back up for a second and look at the business, right? From a business standpoint and the result we give. But to be people that, granted, we do well financially, we're grateful for it, but we're bringing positivity, right? I like what we do. I like the avenues for IULs. I love FIAs, fixed index annuities. I love being able to put ease into a family's house with term and whole life. Like, that is a very rewarding thing. And the fact that we get paid the money we do, I mean, it is a blessing. And so, any other things that kind of molded you right to get to what? Well, I got to ask, what did Steve say that helped you jump from 70 to 360?
I had asked him, when was the right time to add an assistant? When was the right time to add an assistant? Because I was kind of on the edge, and I didn't know it back at the time, but now I know the number. Like, if you're on the edge, you're writing business, and you're somewhere around the 15,000 mark. You're balancing the calling America, being on the phone for 3 hours, with missing that time to dial, right? And so when I asked him that, he said, if you think you need an assistant, you already needed it a while ago. And I'm like, well, snapdragons. That was the first thing I needed to do, was figure out who I was going to get to help me just a couple hours a week to do that. Lo and behold, because our company is amazing, I hired my own kid, which Sean will yell at me for saying, but I did. I don't hire your kid unless they're really dang good and they're homeschooled, and they're actually more adults than kids. But I did hire my own kids, and now they're part of my team, and absolutely, I couldn't do without them. Like, they do things that most assistants won't even do, or you can't train them to be as good as they are. So
that's wonderful.
Steve,
I love it.
Steve changed my business, because that allowed me to, dial more and make more money. It just grew everything.
Yeah. 10K issue a month is a great start. Your next goal is to get to 20. When you get to 20, get an assistant as soon as humanly possible. I would not be where I am, who I am, and I probably might even be out of the business if I didn't have Jade. And I say that as she sits 3 feet away from me, and I'm blessed every day that I get to work near her. But
Thanks,
without
Jade.
her, I wouldn't be who I am. So I agree. Get yourself a great partner for this business. So moving forward, let us talk about what you're doing today, and then we will get to the golden nuggets of the queen of persistency. What are you doing? What's your flow now? To be a 500, I mean, you have a unique style at which you sell too, right? You're Texas for now, but you bounce around a little bit. I love if you'd kind of talk about the way you do it, which keeps it, fresh.
I do.
What you're selling, how you're selling, structure, time, leads. Let's get into some of that fun stuff.
Sure. So the reason I say Texas for now is because I do like to travel. Now that I have the skill and I've developed the skill to do what I do, protect my families, serve my families. I mean, I'm literally just serve for a reason. That's what we do. In my team, we absolutely just serve. And if we can't serve, we let them know we can't serve. We don't try to sell cotton candy at Chuck E. Cheese, which I used to do. We don't try to upsell, right? I mostly do veteran leads. I did try after this last convention to go all IUL. I failed miserably because I live with a veteran. Like my husband's a veteran, right? So I have this thing with the veterans. I really care about them. I serve them in multiple ways aside from just life insurance. I have connections that I've gained through Family First Life and outside of Family First Life with veteran things. The age leads that I do use age leads. I'll buy a batch of brand new leads once a week. The rest of the week, I'm a mom. I'm always for the sales. So if sales happen, I buy new leads. I'm kind of addicted to leads. If you're not addicted to leads, it's because you're not writing enough business to pay for the leads that feed your business. So work on that one. So I do buy mostly veteran leads, social media, Integrity, whatever's on sale in Integrity Connect or Integrity Lead Center. I'll buy those. Right now, there was a great sale. There's a great sale until the rest of the year. You guys should go run and get those after the call. And then it's not the lead. I wanted to note, it's not the lead that's not working. It's really your skill level at first. You're going to get better at it if you don't give up. And then once you gain that skill, you've got to actually, plug in. And to get that skill, you have to plug in. You have to be on your Zooms. You've got to grow. You've got to put your activity in. All that stuff that you hear all the time, it's real. Once you have that skill, it's what are you going to put back into your business? Just remember, this is a business. It is not a hobby. If it's not a job either, it's a business. You have to build your business. You have to buy the French fries from McDonald's. Otherwise, if you keep eating the same French fries, that's gross. Nobody's going to come. It's the same thing as a lead. We have to buy new leads. We have to replenish our lead bucket until the lead is actually physically dead, right? Like we can help that person in many different ways. So until that lead's dead, we got to keep calling them.
Amen. So ballpark weekly, monthly budget to issue 40,000+ a month?
I would say 1,500 was what I was doing at that time. A week, yeah. Okay. You want to at least do 1,000 if you are at that level and your skill level is there and you're making some sales on a little bit or made a sale. You want to keep reinvesting. What I always told people and still tell my agents to this day is if you're putting back 70% of the money you make into your business, the rest stays in your income, in your own personal. Those are the numbers I use. Now, sometimes that's hard when you're first starting. You can adjust it a little bit to fit your needs, but more so you have to adjust your activity to increase your money so that 30% is doable, right? But the rest of it's got to go into business. You've got to get to convention. You've got to buy that flight. You've got to buy the ticket. You've got to buy the Airbnb. You've got to buy the leads. You've got to buy the CRM, whatever CRM, if you're not using Integrity or if you're using it in conjunction with Integrity, right? Because we can do that. We can use it. We can use Integrity for everything that I'm going to tell you about. You've got to buy things for your business, grow it.
If you hadn't gone to that first convention, what do you think you'd be doing now?
Oh, gosh. Well, what I'll tell you is I don't think I would have failed because I don't like to fail.
Okay. I like that.
But what I can also tell you is that the process would have taken a lot longer for me to succeed because think of what I got around. Think of what I saw that I didn't even know was available. And I'm gonna pause for a second because remember when you held the first Ignite conference?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
My husband did not know what was happening. He did not have, you guys don't know the story, but we live, what, 6 hours from you? He had no, I don't want to say he didn't have belief in me. That wasn't it. He thought this was all a scam.
I
Right.
mean, when there's thoughts that way, because when you break the mold of what society is okay with, then everything it seems like it can't be, because I grew up in this world, in this society, in these neighborhoods, and my parents did this, and my friends' parents did this, and no one ever made $500,000 driving around an RV selling life insurance in Alaska. No one ever did that. I didn't know that guy.
And he didn't either. And I hadn't proven to him yet, because I hadn't gotten my skill level. I hadn't been to enough events. So that in Ignite, that very first one, I was like, you need to come with me. And I made the guilt trip of, you can't make me drive by myself. So we drove, right? And we have a an old Jeep. It's 2000, whatever, 2007. I don't know how old it is, 17, Wrangler. And we're chugging along all the way up there. And then we come back, and on the way back, and I remember I always bring my computer with me. I got my little hotspot thing. So I'm working on the way back. He goes, well, I think we need to fix your office up. Let's order a desk. And I'm like, what? Like, now you believe me? Right. And it was because he was around people who he saw. So had I not gone to convention, I wouldn't have seen what my potential was. If he hadn't gone, he wouldn't have seen, and it would have taken me longer to actually prove it to him. Right. So it is critical. If there's one thing you do or ask for Christmas, it's a flight to convention. Get yourself there if you care about your business.
Amen. Amen. Okay. So 1,500 a week, 6,000 a month, addicted to leads, veteran leads, a lot of different things. Any other stuff in leads that you're kind of doing before we jump into kind of the sale, what you say to move people forward?
Nope. Just be consistent with your lead flow. Stop buying it once and then buying it again 2 weeks later. I do revisit my leads. So if you want a quick segment of what I do,
Yes.
I dial all my new leads after I first get them. So say 1 to 2 days later, dial all my new leads. The next day, I will revisit. So if I called them on Monday, I'll probably call them on Wednesday again. And then I mark in my system if I call them in the morning or in the afternoon. Then
Okay.
Thursday, I do the same thing for the next Tuesdays, and then I sort them out so that I know who I called in the morning and I know who I called in the afternoon. I call them the opposite time. Then once I've called them in the morning and in the afternoon, guys, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make.
No one tells me that, which is so makes so much sense. They didn't answer in the morning. Why are we calling back in the morning again?
Right. So then if you call them during the week and you haven't gotten a hold of them, maybe, and I don't analyze my leads either, stop analyzing your leads, but they're likely going to answer Saturday morning or Sunday afternoon. And yes, you heard me. I said I work Sunday afternoons, and I'm 3.5 years in, and I still work Sunday afternoons for 3 to 4 hours. I have not finished what I'm supposed to do. And in the Bible, God finished in 6 days and he rested on the 7th. I have not finished, so it's not my turn to rest yet. And that's it.
That is powerful. If you got big goals, right? If you got low goals, you got small goals, you got little goals, do your little goal work. You got big old giant making up for lost time goals, you push. We got agents that set goals to make a sale every single day. And sometimes it happens in the morning, sometimes it happens in the afternoon, sometimes it happens at 8:37 at night. Got agents that have production goals, and sometimes they get it done in 3, 4, 5 days, and sometimes they're dialing for 3, 4 hours on a Sunday. This is your business. And if you have a restaurant that needs to make money, or any business in any place that you've invested in, those doors are open, because without them being open, the customers can't come in. Heather's store is open on Sundays. You don't like it? Don't go in. But if you don't like it, don't complain about the results she gets while you're enjoying time with your family or watching football, because she probably has it on in the corner or whatever she does on Sundays while she's dialing. And nothing more fulfilling than watching some football Sunday night after making $5,000. I mean,
that's 100%. 100%.
Sunday Night Football got a lot sweeter.
The
So
weekends are the best for money making, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
amen. Okay, I mean, dial Monday, then we dial them again on Wednesday. If I dial them in the morning, I don't dial them again in the morning. I dial them in the evening, guys. These are the simple tips, and I've done 500 calls. And you think these things, you're like, I didn't, but Heather says it. Now it's like, why aren't we doing this specifically? Why aren't the CRM manufacturers adding in that dialed AM, dialed PM button? I like this.
I
stuff.
did it on Ringy. Thanks to Nina and Hayden. They introduced me to Ringy, by the way.
I love Nina and Hayden. So that is wonderful. Okay, Heather, the time has come. I mean, I love your script, and if your script is part of what you do.
It's all on my website. Everything's on my website.
Well, right now we're live with a couple hundred people. So let's give it to them right here.
I don't know if I can say it correctly. It's m-hlifeinsurance.com. m-hlifeinsurance.com.
That's where you have your persistency training, or?
Everything's on there.
Okay. Well,
I do want to say something about script though, Grady, real quick, because
Please.
what everybody's going to want to do is think that I'm some magic person and my script is something magical. It is not. Okay. What is magical is what the activity that you put in, and the script that every single person has here. You have a script. Marisa Maggio has a script. Jesse Stam has a script, right? Everybody's script is good because we make money off of it. So don't be script jumping. What you need to do is focus on one and get good at it. Because as I tell my agents, you suck right now, right? And your suck is going to get better by consistency and activity. Your suck becomes what we have. It's not the script. It's not the leads. It's you, your activity. Your activity increases your skill level. Your skill level gets you where do you want to go.
That's good. I'm putting on a t-shirt, give it away at convention. Okay. So, well, I'd love now if you would delve into the script, highlights, bullets, the whole thing, but then leading into persistency. How do you keep so much more than everybody else on the books? And you might go, I just do this. And I didn't even, you said it, you're like, I didn't even know.
I didn't.
But you're doing something that's working better than everyone else. And that's what I would love if you could take us home with that for the rest of the call.
And I thought about that when I heard that. I thought to myself, my first thought was like, holy smokes, that's pretty big because there's a lot of people in this company. The second thought was, oh, snapdragons, I'm not number one. What do I need to do to get number one? So I did. I took what we do and what I do, and I reviewed it, and I fixed. And I have to figure out how to become number one. Why? Not because I want to beat whoever is number one, but because persistency is actually the scoreboard of how well you take care of people, how well you're serving people. It's not just about the commissions. Yes, we need money. Please don't ever tell me you don't, because if you don't, well, I'd like to know how. We don't just need those sales, though. We actually need the clients, and they need us. They have to trust us. So the persistency level actually is just a measure of your trust that your clients have in you. So what do? The number one thing is it starts with your script. You can build a connection with your clients, and you should, but you have to be careful of how much time you waste. Because if you're wasting time with a client, that's actually going to hurt your relationship with them as well. So you have to learn the balance between, you will, the more you do it, and the more you listen, the more you're on Zoom, you want to learn the balance between a client who you can't or shouldn't serve to the client that you need to serve. And need is the important thing. And the script should determine the need pretty quickly. So what I do is in my script, I definitely explain the process of what I'm going to do and why I'm on the call. I'm not a telemarketer. I'm not a salesperson, because I'm truly not. I don't try to sell them anything. I find their need and I fix it if I can, right? Based off of their eligibility, right? So there's no surprises. There's no trying to compete with somebody else from some other company or some other, well, I got this price, or I'm gonna go look around. I will look around for you. That's my job. I can't remember who it was, but somebody once said, I'm the Expedia of life insurance. That hit me because that's so true. We can work with anyone. We could go work with any company. We choose to work with the A+ rated carriers because we know, what does Sean say? Three-legged stool. It's what's best for the client, it's what's best for us, and it doesn't hurt the company, right? Those three things, and my upline Christina will be laughing right now because she thinks I say that all the time, which I do, because it's important, right? If we're doing what's best for the client, we're getting them off the phone quick. If we can't help them, don't annoy them. That would be bad. If we're doing what's right for us, we're working with the best companies. We choose to work with the best companies that are going to be good for our clients, right? So that's very important right off straight in my script. And you get that done before. I only have a 2-page script. I don't have a 7-page script. I don't have a 14-page script. It's 2 pages. And the reason for that is because once you flip the other side over, that means you've already determined there's eligibility, it makes sense, and you found the why. After that, it's just the normal stuff, trying to figure out what to write them, right?
Okay.
So when you look at my website, you'll see 2-page script. Holy crap. Again, it doesn't have all the questions and it doesn't have all the everything you should be listening to on your Zoom teams if you guys are Zoom or in the office. The other thing is clients will cancel their policies if you surprise them or if they don't understand what they bought. If they don't understand the importance of what they have. In fact, the guy I was just on the phone with, he had canceled a $10,000 policy, I believe with Americo, because he didn't understand. Actually, he didn't have a need for it. I went through it just to make sure it wasn't my policy, but he didn't have a need for it. So the agent had tried to sell him something that he didn't need, and he didn't understand the benefit to it had he kept it, right? So don't skip anything. Your script, review everything with what they got approved for. Send them a picture of the approval. So the approval on the screen, if it's Americo, there's a little drop-down menu that you can just send the entire screen, right? Do that as your first text. All right, I just sent you over your approval. It's got your policy number. It's got your name on it. It's got the amount for paying. It's got your approval. Then go into the other stuff, and they've at least got that. Now they've got your real number. If you're calling from, a ringing number or CRM number or sideline or whatever, dude, if you want them to be your client forever, give them the number that your mom calls you on. Like, how can they trust you if you just have some fake number all the time, right? What if that number changes? Now they don't have a way to contact you. Additionally, once that happens, I'll friend them on Facebook. If they're a Facebook lead, why wouldn't they have Facebook, right? And if they can't contact me on my phone because they lost their numbers or their phone got changed or whatever, now they have an additional way. Everybody logs back into Facebook. So I friend the majority of my clients, if they're tech savvy, on Facebook. They're Facebook leads, so why wouldn't I? I don't shy away from money conversations. What that means is people cancel policies that they can't afford. So I size up the policy, I size up their budget to their budget, not what I want, not what I need to hit my goals. I don't upsize them, like I said with the cotton candy. I don't sell them that just because I want it to add to my numbers. They're just going to cancel when somebody else quotes them lower, right? Because they didn't need that accidental. And it wasn't good for their budget to add it. Now, if somebody does that, that's fine. If you're good and your policies don't cancel, cool, don't change anything. But for me, I don't upsell. I don't make things sound better than they are. I'm real with them. I'm honest with them. Does it sometimes make me not get a sale? Yes, but I'm okay with that because I'd rather not get the sale than having them cancel later on. I'd rather place a $42 a month policy that stays for 20 years than a $120 a month policy that I have to pay back, a chargeback on because they canceled it, right?
Yeah.
Checking in with them. That's the next thing I do. I check in with my clients, and I actually mean it when I check in with them. This is where everything that Grady just told you with Integrity Connect, utilize your CRMs to the most of their ability, the best of their ability, whatever the English words are for that. You can schedule drip drips to go out for your clients. In fact, I just dripped on my clients I do it every holiday, and every single time it's a touch point you talk to your clients. If you don't have a CRM, that's the first thing you should buy before anything else. And you should learn how to use it. Don't just buy something and not have it's like buying a bike and having it sit there and get dusty. Buy the CRM, go to the trainings, utilize it to its highest extent that you can use, because that's going to help. That's a business expense. That's going to help your business. It's going to help you to be a better agent. It's going to show those little tiny touches, the text messages, the policy reminders, anything you send to them, the happy birthdays when the birthday comes. I don't even know that happens until a client will say, hey, thanks, Heather, I had a great day. Awesome, right? It just happens. And use your technology to your advantage in a good way. It's so good. It helps your clients remember you. Sometimes if you've been really bad at it and then you start being good at it, your client will be like, who is this? And be like, John, come on, John, you don't remember me? I'm your life insurance agent, right? Oops, my fault, right? But at least you got him back in the ring. He knows who you are. Or it could be somebody who canceled a policy and your system failed. You didn't know he canceled. You'd be like, hey, I canceled my policy. I'm so sorry. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, shoot, I didn't even notice that because you failed, right? Admit, I failed. Now I say, oh, John, let me look at what you have. Has your health changed, right? Let's look at your money. Maybe I oversold them because I didn't know what I was doing back then, right? Let's go over that. Let's review. Let's set up an appointment again and get him back on the books. And then the next thing is I basically, like I said, everybody gets my phone number. I treat my clients like they're my family because they truly are. You are here to serve them for the rest of whoever dies first. Unless you're in this part-time and you're going to just, leave next month, you're in it for the long run. Quick story, not even a story, fun fact. I have never been in a position, except for my own home daycare, longer than 3 years. I was scared I wouldn't make it past the 3 years here, but now I'm into year 4. I'm good to go. I'm clean for the rest of my life, right? And my clients are going to be my family for the rest of my life. So make them know that I am here for you. I don't even charge. I even say this. I don't charge. I'm here. If I need to fly to West Virginia, I will fly to West Virginia. If I need to buy flowers for your funeral, your wife is going to give me a call on that day, and I will be there to do what needs to be done, because I will. And I'm not blowing it out my rear end. I'm actually going to do it. I've flown to different states for different clients just for that reason. Their papers were a mess. They didn't know what life insurance. All right, they can't get on Zoom. I'll fly to West Virginia, right? You just have, and when I am in that area, I do travel a lot. I love to travel. In fact, I'm going to Virginia next week for closeout week for one of the agencies. Invincible. It was my mom brain. I forgot. When I'm there, the first thing I'm going to do is tell my agents I'm in the area. Hey, it's called, we call it a meet the agent. Meet the agent. Meet them at this address, which is usually a restaurant. Meet me at this time. And then my clients will come. I'll hang out with 1, 2, 10 of them, don't care. And we have dinner together. Might be the first time I ever meet them. Might be the last. But why not? Why not? If it were my family and I was flying into Alaska, I wouldn't be like, hey, Aunt Vicky, we're in Anchorage, but I'm not going to tell you. Like, you're going to tell your family you're there for the most part, if you like your family. And then if a client is struggling with their payment that month, like, how can I help them? What can I do to help them? How can I serve them? And if you have that servant mindset and you remember that's what you're trying to do is serve them, you'll figure it out, or you'll help them figure it out. I had a client the other day who texted me and she was like, is there any way to stop my payment for December? Because blah, 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 whatever. So what did I do? I looked to see when her payment was. I looked to see what I could do to help her. And I said, your payment already came out November 27th. She's like, oh, okay, we're good to go then. And I said, are you going to be okay for December's payment? She's like, yes, I'm fine. Right? I'm like, that's all it took. Well, it's just communication and doing the research and figuring it out. So that's what I would say. Those are the biggest, like, persistency things that I do is just treat them like family. Remember that you're here to serve and do what you can for people.
So it's not a fancy close, and it's not brownies, and it's not thank you card. I mean, you do any of that as well? You do thank you cards or follow up?
You know, I was so good at that for a while. I tried doing that stuff, and what I found, was, think about it like you.
Okay.
I used to get a birthday card from my life insurance agent. I used to get a birthday card and a Christmas card, and I thought that was cool. But I didn't stay with him because of that. I stayed with him because when my second husband died, he came to my house that following Monday. When I didn't understand the investments that I had because I had investments with that company. When I didn't understand that, he came out to my house and pulled out his computer, pulled out my files, and showed me. Now, I can't and you can't afford to go to everybody's house every single time, but technology serves us good. If I can send them a Christmas card and they're getting it in their mail, that's good. But if I can text them every month, every 3 months, every holiday, that's even better. How many of you actually just throw the cards away that you get? All of you, pretty much probably all of you, unless you scrapbook. I know, because I use a scrapbook. I say used to because that's a hobby. I don't have time for hobbies. But what do? You check your text messages because it just dinged in your face, right? And you do that every day. So a text message, and then if they're not tech savvy, I have that in my system. No, non-mobile number. So at that point, that's when I need to call that person more, right? I don't have to call the person that I can text as long as they are tech savvy. But I would say I don't do brownies. They're great ideas.
Sure.
I just don't know what I would do with a just serve cookie if I got it, right?
You do it. You do the actual work, but you're leveraging technology to help you do the actual work. I think just as you're saying that, guy I bought my wife's car from, haven't talked to him in 8-9 months, just sent me a personal text like last week. And he was like, hey, Grady, hope all is well. Hope your wife's enjoying the car and the kids are safe, enjoying like a nice text. And I hadn't thought about this kid since we bought the car. And I'm not looking to buy another car, but he just texted me. And then I randomly had a buddy who was like, hey, I'm looking for a new car. And I was like, dude, you should talk to my guy. He's awesome. I had a great experience.
That's right.
And he was a great dude. And I gave that dude's number to my buddy, who then is calling him, and he's going to go work with him, go see what kind of nice cars he's got in the lot.
And now you just hold this whole group, which the first time I need a car, and if I'm like, I will text you and be like, hey, who's your guy? Right?
I got a car.
It's incredible.
But at what level, based on how many touch points you do, if you were to say on out of 10 apps you do in a week or a month or whatever, how many are referrals? Are you getting referrals through how many touch points now?
Yeah. So right now my referral rate is high. I'm at about 50% referral rate every single month.
Oh,
so
God.
Yeah.
That tell everybody to rewind and just do half of what she does. 50%. Keep going. Sorry, I got excited.
Yeah, and I track that. And that was my next thing is you need to treat this thing like a business, not a hobby. I don't get to scrapbook. I haven't gotten to scrapbook since I started. It's okay. I will someday. I'll have a bigger, better scrapbook room somewhere in some nice big house. But until then, you have to treat this like a business. Your business is key. And if you've never run a business before, this is the best place to learn, I think. And then your referral rate comes from all the people that you cared about over the years calling you or referring you. And you can't expect those numbers to be high at first. You have to put in the lead money. Do it. Put in that lead money because those leads are your referrals in the future. Your social media. Add them to your social media. And even your social media, if you're younger than me, you have no problem with this. I'm old. My social media skills sucked. I had to hire somebody to do it. Apparently, I have really good social media because I get referrals off of social media. Just wrote a $4,000 policy last week off of a guy who lost my number but had me on Facebook. $4,000. That same week, I had a teacher. No, I'm sorry. She was a secretary for my kids' school. I don't know. They're 16. They were 4 when they left school. So do the math. I'm not good at it. She's been on my social media since then. Finally, she says, I have no idea why I haven't asked you yet, but I need life insurance. Wrote her a $2,400 IUL. Guys, you have to leverage your technology. You have to utilize it and make it worth what you pay for. You literally pay for internet every day. Use it. Track your numbers. Get more people. Send out these text messages. And I was going to say your guy probably actually automated that text. Just so you know, he
Don't break
probably
my
on the
heart.
day
Don't break my heart.
no, I'm going to tell you what he did. If he did it right, this is what I would have done. On the day of your sale, he scheduled a text to go out 3 weeks later or 4 weeks later. And when that scheduled text went out, he did do it because he cared about you and your kids. He wrote, hope you and your kids are doing well, blah, blah, blah. And then he pressed send. And then the date that he wanted it to go out, it went out. I almost guarantee it.
Kid,
I would say I'm 75% sure that's how he did it. If not, then he's crazy. Because why wouldn't you utilize technology that way?
I love it. Heather, there's so much great stuff from, this is the part that I loved. It was clients cancel when you surprise them. That is a line I've never heard. And that is so, because this is new. You are their shepherd. You're their guide. You're their person. They're believing and trusting and giving their social and bank and routing and personal information and their height and their weight and their spouses and their loved ones and their goals to. And all of a sudden, a surprise happens with a change in payment, or if they get the policy and the numbers don't match up, or there's something happens, right? So if we're crystal clear, which it's apparently, you are clear, you are an open book, friend them on Facebook, scheduling trips, everyone gets a personal cell, meet the agent. That is a beautiful thing. Meet the agent. I'm in Virginia. Send an email out to your 50 clients in Virginia. I don't know if this is near you or not, Betty, but I'm going to be here. I'd love to take you out to dinner if you can make it down. What a cool idea.
Bring your family.
Bring your family. I'm buying. We're going to have pie after. And all of a sudden, they're never, ever, ever, ever canceling. And they're going home. And on the way to dinner, there are people like, where are you going, Betty? You want to come hang out? No, I'm going to dinner with my life insurance agent. She's taking me to dinner. I want a life insurance agent that takes me to dinner. All of a sudden, Betty's giving Dolores your phone number, and you're getting referrals paid for dinner before you even ordered. Heather, these are the simple things. When I coach agents, I go, treat your clients how you would dream about being treated. Treat your clients like you would dream that someone would treat your mother, right? And that's what you do. You exemplify eliteness in a business that is an amazing business, but people can do so well, so easily that they go, well, I'm happy with 70%. That's all America wants. And you're like, I want to keep 100% of them, 100. And I want all their friends too. And I love that, Heather. You are just a gem. And I'm so grateful for your time on this call. And I'm so grateful for you. Everyone, please explode the chat with hearts and love and gratitude, because this is where we all get better together. And you made us all better today, Heather. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you more than you know. Way more than you know.
Any final thoughts to send everybody off?
If you lead with service, if you want to, if you lead your team with service, if you lead your life with service and you serve, your sales are just going to come. It's automatic. Amen. If you build this business with integrity, if you are consistent and you do have a true heart to serve, the money's going to follow you. There's no doubt in my mind the money will follow you. Persistency is going to take care of itself. Your reputation is going to grow. People like Grady are going to be calling you. It's exciting.
I'm excited. I'm excited. You're exciting, Heather. I am excited to cheer you on and see you in a couple of weeks in Dallas. And we're going to be taking lots of hugs and pictures and hugs and all the things. So
thank you, Grady.
Thank you so much, Heather. Have an absolutely amazing day. Appreciate you.
You as well. Stay blessed.
Thank you. You too. All right, everybody. I'm flush with clarity. Right. I was waiting for the magic secrets, right? Like she sends an iPod or she's like, she does. No, she just cares harder. She cares so much because she wants to be the best for them. And that's what's great about this business is there's always new levels, and all these things you can do them, right? And she just chooses to do them. And that's what's great. So guys, this was a wonderful call. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for investing in yourself. Thank you for inviting so many people on to come get better together. I appreciate you all. I'm grateful for you all. We'll see you next week. Here's your moment of Zen.
Whenever you start at anything, you will suck and you will be embarrassing. You will look back at yourself and you'll be embarrassed. Think about how you were as a toddler, right? If you do nothing or you do anything, people will criticize you. They'll criticize you if you do nothing. Like, think about it. If you do, he doesn't do anything, you'll get criticism. If you do anything, they're like, oh, he's doing this. Look how stupid it is. People will criticize you. So the idea is do things that it is worth being criticized for you. And to me, pursuing goals, my own goals, is worth being criticized for. Like, if you believe that you want to make this difference, make this change, help people out in some specific way. I think Alex Becker said this, and I just love this. He's like, you have to embrace the cringe. Think about how embarrassing you are probably to your parents, or were to your parents when you were a child learning how to be a human. It doesn't mean that being human and not living is not worth doing. It just means that you have to go through that phase.